Should Doctor Strange 2 have received a PG-13 rating? Mario Batali found not guilty in court. Johnny Depp and Amber Heard go viral on TikTok. Plus, Emmy submissions have begun with Justin Timberlake having a dad bod.
More on that. It's all coming up right now on The Take. Hey everyone, and welcome to The Take. I'm Elizabeth Wagmeister.
And I'm Clayton Davison. We're here to give you our take on some of the week's biggest stories. There have been some big stories this week.
Yes, as always, but we are going to start off by talking about one of your favorite movies, but it's generating a bit of controversy.
Just a little bit of controversy. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness had a great box office this past weekend, bringing in $197 million. However, a lot of speculation has happened on the internet regarding its MPAA rating. It received a PG-13. I wrote a piece on Variety examining this, which generated even more conversation. And I think what
you did examine that. I
did examine it, and I need to be clear about it if you go in and read the piece. It's not that Doctor Strange should have been rated R. In comparison to what has received R ratings in the past, it's not consistent with the MPAA. One of the examples I give in there is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, classic comedy with John Candy and Steve Martin, was rated R because he says a few F-bombs. The Good Son with Macaulay Culkin after Home Alone gets an R rating because he says the F word once. And they said it was because of disturbing imagery surrounding a child. But guess what? Hunger Games, which has kids murdering each other, PG-13, that's fine. So it's just an inconsistency that I see with the MPAA.
Yes, and I never pretend that I've seen anything I haven't. You know I told you I can't see this in the theater because I'm legitimately too scared. Whatever it's rated, you told me it's scary. I don't do scary movies. But obviously it's done incredibly well at the box office.
Yeah.
You said it's very gory, that there's bodies like cut in half. But I think that the box office, first of all, it would have done well no matter what the rating is. But this obviously shows if you have a PG-13 rating, a lot more people can come. If you have an R rating, that definitely sways some parents away from bringing their kids to theaters. So
a New York City movie theater showed the movie 60 times in one day.
There you go.
It took up every theater. So yeah, people go see Doctor Strange.
That says it all. Well, moving from the theater to the courtroom, this week, Johnny Depp and Amber Heard were not in court only because there was an issue with the judge, nothing to do with the trial. But even though the two stars were not in the courtroom, everybody is still talking about this trial. And I mean everybody. If you've been on TikTok, you've probably seen this new trend. Some might say it's funny and creative, some might say it's disturbing, but audio of Amber Heard's testimony on the stand is being used as a backdrop to a lot of TikTok videos. Also, the hashtag Justice for Johnny has 90 billion views. Amber Heard's has much less. Clayton, you are my TikTok brother. You are always creating content over there. What do you think about this?
Listen, on one side, you have the creativity of anyone in the world being able to make a viral video and make some really entertaining content. So that part is encouraging to see. It has brought out some really vicious behavior. Amber Heard is clearly the villain here of public opinion. And we are talking about something that's really sensitive. And at this point where I see two people, and we spoke about this a few weeks ago, where do we go from here after the trial's over? And I would say at the time, I think they're both kind of done. I think that Amber Heard is clearly not going to get a really good major project off the ground for some time, whereas Johnny Depp probably will get the satirical remake of this where he'll executive produce, probably star.
And stars himself on the stand.
Yeah, sure. Some meta universe done again in the future. So this is, it's a mixed bag.
Yeah, I agree. And look, TikTok aside, we do need to take into account the serious nature of this trial. People obviously have their opinions. This is a celebrity case. Johnny Depp has gazillions of fans around the world. So does Amber Heard. But as you said, Johnny Depp is clearly winning right now in the court of public opinion. But we do need to take account of the fact that there are allegations of domestic violence from both sides. Johnny Depp is saying that he's the one who was attacked. He's the victim. Amber Heard was just on the stand last week saying that she was hit. So we do want to point out this is a serious trial. We don't want to make light of it. But I agree with you when it comes to their careers. I don't see much happening here, but I agree. My perception has changed. At the beginning, I said they're both done. Now I could see Johnny Depp getting some work, but I don't think we're going to see a Disney attaching their name to him or her because...
Yet.
Right. Yeah. You're like, we'll wait. Yeah. But I mean, they're on the stand admitting to drug use. Despite the domestic violence allegations, they're still admitting to the opposite of what a family-friendly studio wants to attach their money to. But let's move on to more events happening in the courtroom. Disgraced celebrity chef Mario Batali was found not guilty of a charge of indecent assault in a sexual harassment trial this week in Boston. Now, if you remember Mario Batali, you know him from Food Network, also from ABC's The Chew. Well, he was swiftly fired from both of those shows and from the network, which was rebooting his show Molto Mario in 2017 after allegations came out at the height of the Me Too movement, with dozens of women coming forward with very similar accusations of sexual misconduct. I'm curious, now that he has been acquitted in this one case, and let's just keep in mind this was one woman, there are many who have accused him, do you think that this helps him? How does it impact his career?
So I think he is coming in this vacuum for Food Network at the moment where they're battling to have a presence among the reality TV craze that's happening on streaming platforms. I don't know how many people were actually aware that Mario Batali was even on trial at the moment, but now that he's been acquitted, found not guilty, the move on from this, it'll be interesting to see what Food Network does with him, or anyone, if they choose to put him back on TV. And I like to think that some people would look at the greater picture rather than just a single court case, but we've seen bad behavior go rewarded even in future projects.
I mean, look, Louis C.K. won a Grammy. We could go on and on, but I think when it comes to Mario Batali, no one's touching him. This is one case. His name has really been shamed. A pattern of behavior was established. But lastly, when it comes to bad behavior in court, this week, Harvey Weinstein, the convicted rapist who is serving 23 years in New York, well, he stands trial in Los Angeles. This week, a judge made what might seem like a minor move, but is actually quite significant. The judge is going to allow 5 additional witnesses to testify in his upcoming trial. There is no trial date set, but you know that I was in the courtroom every day for that New York trial, so we are definitely awaiting this one. It is significant. A lot of people say, why? He's already serving 23 years. Well, these women deserve their day in court as well.
More than a decade later, he's still a presence here. And it wasn't just bad behavior in the courtroom. Outside the courtroom, Fred Savage was let go from the Wonder Years reboot, which actually gives us a transition now into the Emmy submissions that came this week. So Emmy submission deadline is here. Limited series that are still dropping, like Candy with Jessica Biel and Justin Timberlake, dropped on Hulu this week. Also, we get a lot of drama series like Severance from Apple TV+, Euphoria on HBO, they're getting submitted for drama consideration, but the big categories are on the comedy side. Abbott Elementary, ABC, Ted Lasso, Apple, all of them putting everything out there. The FYC events have started. There was a hacks bus outside our office earlier this week. Got visited by Squid Game themselves earlier this week.
To our office.
I got home safely. People were checking in on me. But listen, the Emmy season is here. There is so much content. I still stand by there is probably too much content for everyone to consume. And I always worry that the TV Academy is not getting a big enough look at what is to be offered. So big, larger names, big, larger shows tend to dominate. We'll see how it all turns out.
Yes, I mean, I do think that there is an upside, though, to this. Of course, I agree with you. There is too much content. You can't possibly see it all. A lot of amazing shows and amazing performers get ignored by the TV Academy just because there's so much competition. But I think the upside is, I remember a few years ago covering the Emmys. Every year, it was the same shows being nominated. And it was just like, come on, let someone else have their moment. So I do love that we're always seeing new shows getting their recognition. But since you mentioned Justin Timberlake, I have to say, I loved what he said about it. He's like, I don't need to get paid for this. I just want you to pay for my prosthetics. And he was wearing a prosthetic belly. So Hopefully we can show the
he doesn't have
right
he doesn't have a dad bod yet, but
No.
but you never know because some people change. But can I just
He's
say,
a method actor.
he's
now,
a
is that
method
what
actor.
you're
He's getting
saying?
into it now.
Yeah.
But I will say now that we look forward to the Emmy campaign, it's going to get louder.
Yes.
Phase 1 is here. June 16th starts voting.
Yes, this is just the beginning. Of course, much more to come on the Emmys and all of these stories. Thanks for joining us every Friday right here on The Take.
Thanks for watching.